So I don't even know if I'm going to actually release this as a video, but I'm going to try to reveal what I think about this game. Compared at the very least compared to other science adventure series entries. And this will be the first time I try to do anything like this, a separate video, just about my thoughts on a game. So let me give this a try and see if I don't slip over my tongue 1,000 times. So at first, I was pretty excited. I liked the plot. And everything. But as things went on, I feel like the game lost me, and the quality, at least in my own opinion, fell off a bit. More so than a bit. It fell off by a lot in my opinion. And it was right around when Kent contacted us. And I remember when Kent did that and asked us to protect Asuma's mom. And I remember when he said that, I started feeling worried. And I don't know why. Like, I felt about the quality, not about his mom, but I assumed that more than likely we weren't going to be able to fix that situation or save his mom, at least at first. Like our first go around, our first try, like it would be more trouble than we thought it would be, which I was right about. What I didn't expect was... Where is it? Let me find a good screenshot. Or a good CG. I didn't expect Super Saiyan Azuma and all this. I'm not even gonna lie. I did not like that part. I understand what it was trying to go for, but it was just too silly. And at the very beginning of this Let's Play, I've mentioned many times throughout. Well, I stopped mentioning it because I decided to, stop with my commentary a bit later. Just, I don't know why I decided to stop. Anyways, from the beginning, I said that I really don't like meta narratives. I've never liked them And it's either because from the get-go, in the first place, I don't like mirror narrative stories or stories that rely on meta aspects. Or it's because I've never read a visual novel or a story or any type of media that relied on meta aspects and ended up being good in my eyes. Star Ocean 3 and Danganronpa V3 are two examples. And there are more, and I can't remember them at the moment. Unfortunately, this will also be on that list. This game lost me after Super Saiyan Azuma and all of that. I just wanted to be over with the game. It was still interesting, but I just felt like I was going through the motions. And what I worry most about, and hopefully this is just a baseless worry for me, is if this will retroactively screw with my opinions on the whole science adventure series as a whole. Because now the world is data, blah 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 blah. Like, even if at the very end they say the world layers collapse, and like, so I'm assuming that means like the world won't. I don't really fully understand it at this point. I just didn't like the idea that the world is data, at least for the science adventure series. It feels... I have to bring up another game to even explain this. It feels like... maybe it's a me thing, and maybe it's just, it has nothing to do with them, but, like, I wouldn't want to go back and play any other Danganronpa game after having played V3. Well, I mean, I played all the ones chronologically, but, so I played them all already, but I wouldn't ever want to go back to the first or second game. Especially after playing V3, just because I feel like, even though it didn't say so, and it might not even be the case, it feels like I would look at the games through different lens. This is my first reveal, and I'm sure it's gonna suck, and I'm not gonna be able to articulate myself well, but even this scene right here, even this CG, I didn't feel like it was deserved. Like, when they were walking through the hallways, I thought they were going to meet adult Makase Chris, not the Amadeus Chris. But either way, I would have rather, at some point in the story, I would have been okay with them before the this world is data. Like, in a sense, yes, that could potentially, like, that's an okay theory to mess around with, but I'd rather they not have said that, like, for the games world and all of that. Like, I would have much rather them have said, like, me, the Anon or whatever, the Black Knight or whatever. I would have even rather them say that the Anon lives in Data World 2. AKA me. Like, if they would have said, like, every world layer was data, not even the topmost layer, or even a whole different subset of layers where Anon, aka the player, exists, could be data too. I would have rather them say that too, because I just don't like it. I don't like the idea of them like saying that I'll always have any future entry into the science adventure series. I'll have to look at as like, oh, is this world compromised? I don't know how to explain it well, and this is my first time even doing something like this, and I don't even know if I'm going to release this video, but I just don't like it. I don't like the idea. I think there is supposed to be a sequel or something of the sort to Steins Gate in the works, and I think that will be the next science adventure series. But during this scene, it felt like this game was like sort of a sequel to Steins Gate, that maybe this game is what I was reading about like a year or so ago. Maybe Anonymous Code is the game that is the sequel to Steins Gate, but like not really. I think it was a Japanese article at this time that said that, and maybe there was some stuff that was lost in translation when translating the article. But yeah, like Amadeus Chris was drawing parallels between Paulin and Okabe. Paulin wanted to save Momo, and Okabe wanted to save Chris, the original Chris. And she was drawing parallels to that and remembering the story, and like even that, like I was like, okay, I get it, quit throwing that in my face, like I see. But like at that point during this scene, like I'm supposed to be wanting to save Momo and help Paulin out, so Paulin, like, did he have character development? Maybe I guess a little bit, but it felt like Paulin's identity and stuff tied to him is like half tied to the Anon. Maybe, I don't know, but I don't know if I like Paulin as a main character of this. At the very least, he does not beat Chaos Head, Chaos Child, Steins Gate. Yeah, those. He doesn't beat Okabe or Taku from Chaos Head or Takuru from Chaos Child. The Robotics Notes protagonist, though, I'm not sure. Because apparently, at least for Robotics Notes, the official quote-unquote English translation of Robotics Notes, I've read that the main character's attitude or personality, like, isn't one-to-one with how you would think. It isn't one-to-one with how he is in Japanese. So his, like, apparently people say that the main character of Robotics Notes, you understand him more in the Japanese version, and a fan translation is supposed to, if not, it's already out for Robotics Notes, that like changes it to match more with the Japanese version. So maybe I would like the Robotics Notes protagonist more. Maybe I already liked Robotics Notes protagonist and I just didn't like Robotics Notes as a whole, which is the truth, for that at least. Like, I'm even wondering, which is insane right now, is this game worse than Robotics Notes? The fact that I have to even think that, like, says that there's something about this game that I disagree with, unfortunately. And I feel horrible because halfway in the game, I think it was on the second quest, during the second quest of Kent's second quest, someone came into my stream and asked how I was enjoying the game. At the time, I told them my honest thoughts and said, I'm loving it, like, it's great, I think you should buy it. And I wouldn't know if someone else were to ask me at this point, now that I've beaten this game, I don't think I could recommend it. Not for $60 at least. Like, the Chaos Head and Chaos Child double pack, Steelbook edition, was $40, if I remember correctly. This is $60 right now. And I had to pay for the Steam version, and I bought the Switch version just so I would have a physical Steelbook copy. So I had to pay $60 twice over. Is this game worthy of being in the Science Adventure series, being a part of it? That's a question, and I don't know. The saving and loading trigger being the choice mechanic of the game, I ended up being pretty much correct about. But at the end of this game, I despise that system so much. Especially, when was it? At the end of the fight at the near the Vatican with him, with that trail of light, I cannot even begin to describe how frustrating that was. I don't think it was spelled out enough in game. Maybe I'm just severely stupid, really, really stupid, to not have realized what I was specifically supposed to do there, but that felt like the most stupid thing in this entire game. That you would have to save way back when they first got to the Vatican, and save manually there at a certain specific point, and then reload that save. One thing that's disappointing is my save files being from 2023, what am I saying? 2023, and Poland's save files being from 2037 was never expanded upon. Maybe Poland couldn't see my save files, but yeah, he could, because he loaded my saves. He even said it at some point. That was the whole, at the last 2 hours about, that's when he started noticing it. But the thing is, I thought there would be something more going on with, like, the major year difference between my saves and Poland's saves, and that was never a thing. Was it future-proofing? Like, to say someone might play this in 2030? Heaven forbid. Jeez Louise, that's insane to even think about, but that'll eventually be something that happens. But imagine playing this in 2038 and your saves are later than Pauline's saves. That would be something. Anyways, maybe the major year difference was just so during the release window of this game, you wouldn't really be near Pauline's saves. Because of course you wouldn't, unless like you set the date of your system like further ahead. Which I mean, that would be interesting. I wonder if there's some hidden content for doing that. But that's a question that I've asked myself a lot of times while playing this is, I wonder if there's hidden content for doing this in the save menu, doing that in the save menu. I think there were a few times, but like for one, if I wouldn't have saved over every single empty save file, I would have never known Paula would make separate more saves and more save pages than what the game initially had. But that's all that really happened. Anyways, my thoughts are pretty scattered on this right now. I'm not being too coherent. Is this worthy of being in an entry? Is this a worthy entry into the Science Adventure series? I don't know. Would I like for this game to be, or do I like the fact that this game is a entry in the Science Adventure series? For that question, I would have to say, no, I don't like the fact this is an entry into the Science Adventure series. Because I'm worried that it will ruin how I see future and past entries into the Science Adventure series. I don't like the premise. That's really the data premise and stuff. And for me at least, the consequences of that and like of this being a data world and how it would feel like that were sown in the game already, with Azuma going Super Saiyan or being God or being the apocalypse, whatever. Like, the consequences of it being a data world or whatever and all that stuff was sown in this game too, and I didn't like it. I had fun with my theories of like what the sacraments were, like if they were a offsuit of powers from Chaos Child, like because they were the exact same kind of powers, like pyrokinesis, telekinesis. Another thing would be the characters of this game. None of these characters felt fleshed out. Cross didn't feel fleshed out much. Oz didn't. The little girl didn't. Military dude, like, I guess he had a bit of an arc. The Cyberforce dolls, whatever, why were they even in this game? What was the point? Azuma was fleshed out only because, like, he was a main part of the story, but still, I still don't like him. This suit, was this suit ever explained? Of why she's wearing this? It's so weird. And I know I was saying at the beginning of the game, I really hope she isn't in this suit 24/7, which she isn't. She's only in this suit at the beginning of the game. Which I was happy about, but then, like, Momo didn't feel as unique. While on the subject of Momo real quick, I guess I'll say one crazy theory, which I highly doubt it means, I doubt it's, I'm pretty sure it's nothing. I wonder if Momo, Aizaki has anything at all whatsoever to do with, Momo no Se Momo from Chaos Head and Chaos Child. Only because in Chaos Head in particular, and maybe I haven't played Chaos Head Love Choo Choo or Chaos Child Love Choo Choo, so I don't know if there's something extra that happens, but in Chaos Head in particular, in Chaos Head Noah in particular, on Senna's route, or was it Senna? It's the long black hair girl's route. It's pretty much confirmed that Momonose Momo is related in some way to the Committee of 300. The bad guys or something. So she's always been spying on the events that happen, or she's always been looking at the events that happened in Chaos Head and Chaos Child. At least that's what I got from one specific, scene with her. And I'm only thinking, is Momo Aizaki related to her in some way, in some kind of timey-wimey shenanigan, data shenanigan, some kind of shenanigan? Is he related to her somehow? And it's probably not the case. I'm probably overthinking it. The only reason I'm thinking it is because of how hidden Momonose Momo's relationship is to the Committee of 300 in all of these games, at least in Chaos Head and Chaos Child. There's one specific scene only, and it sort of blew my mind at the time after I finally had the chance to play Chaos Head Noah's full translation. Noah in particular, I played Chaos Head, the original Chaos Head, many times over. Anyways, basically, Momonose Momo is more important than anyone probably thinks, and so I'm wondering if I'm trying to draw crazy parallels between Momonose Momo and Momo Aizaki. There's probably nothing there. This character, Juno, they didn't really do nothing with her. They did, but they didn't. For this, she teleported him into the wall. That's how he's dead or something. Pretty gruesome, all in all, but yeah, Juno, a super brother complex character, I guess, but it's not even explained well. Juno, aka I have a incredibly severe brother complex. Is that just supposed to be her character? She was super mysterious, but and she could do cool stuff and saved us sometimes, but that's it. All I know about her was she was super cool until I found out she had more than any other visual novel I've played, she had a severe brother complex. And I'm usually okay, I get it, but she was just another level. They say she is supposed to be much older than she appears. I didn't even do the math, and I can't remember the lines at the time because I was just trying to go through the game, but how old is she supposed to be? In her 40s or 50s or something? I don't know. But we're never going to get more information about that. And I was wrong when I thought this game would have routes, sadly enough. This character is so whatever in my opinion. See, he looks like a character from Shin Megami Tensei Soul Hackers 2. That's what she reminds me of. Her design at the very least. Other than that, like, she's so boring. And like, we get to know some stuff, but like, she doesn't even feel like a character to me. David. I hated this stupid... He was so boring. He was one of the most boring characters in this entire game. I'm assuming, like, where is he? C brought him back to life somehow, but did he have cross symbols on him? Like, that wasn't even explained well enough, at least for me. And he had his own wheel. I don't know about the other corpses that were trying to unlock the door to Asuma's mom. I don't know if he had, like, the cross on him to be revived from the dead or whatever, but that wasn't explained well. This guy, when he was unmasked and you saw his face, you would think, oh, he's gonna be a unique character. Nah, he's not. These girls, like, I guess Bombi sort of maybe started to have a crush on Paula, and maybe, I don't know. These girls didn't really need to be here. What was their deal that much? I feel like if C had her out, if Juno had her out, geez Louise, how would that turn out? Probably not well. If Bombi had her out, even though I'd much rather have if we were gonna have her out for these girls, I would rather have it be with the pink or purple themed one with the long hair. Bombi is uninteresting, and so is the other girl. Yeah, I would rather... Lots of these characters feel like maybe they would have been better expanded if they had a route. She just felt like the mouthpiece to help explain stuff that was going on. Lots of the characters felt like they existed just to help explain what the big brain stuff that was going on. That was their only point. C was boring. She felt like a mouthpiece to help explain what's going on. Oz got a little bit interesting when we found out that he suffers attacks from remembering being stuck in space without being rescued. Like, yeah, like at the very least, when they explained about that, like, yeah, that's pretty scary. That's super scary. Like, I couldn't do that. Like, and for someone to be in that position, I'm surprised he had a strong enough will to not just bite his own tongue while being trapped and end it. I know that's like saying something pretty brutal, but I'm only saying that because, like, I haven't been in this situation, but I can at least imagine, like, how fucked up that can make a person being in that situation. Like, yeah, I dread to even think about that. Oz went through some heavy stuff, so at least I got a bit read on Oz. On the other hand, I still haven't looked into what a Virtua OSO is, but I thought she would be like, I thought this little girl was like a doll or something, like a AR doll or something, but no, I guess she's just a real world kid, but she's a quirky kid. That's it. And we helped save her elementary school, and that's it. That's all we know about her. Again, a route would maybe help explain it, but geez, a route for like a little, well, it wouldn't be the first time. Chaos Child did that, I think. I forgot. I'm forgetting her name already. Mew? No. Is it Mew? A route for her, huh? Yeah, some of these girls at the very least could have gotten expanded upon and maybe became actual characters if they got routes. Bombi route. Her route. And then we might learn more about Oz and the mathematician. Bombi route, maybe we would have learned more about the police officer dude or chief or whatever. Like he's uninteresting too. Like he's the police chief. He wanted to catch us for what I felt was stupid reasons at the time in the crater at the beginning of the game. Then he sort of became an ally, but like he's boring. We don't know much info about him. This was at the beginning of the game. I didn't like this scene. Like this felt boring. Like, or no, not. I was worried at the beginning of the game during this scene before any of the game really started. I was worried because I thought I would be having to press the actually I can get a screenshot of this without any text now. I thought that I would have to be canceling the text box to maybe find hints and details in the background, and sure there were some. But not enough to the point that I eventually quit even doing it. Like for this, if you cancel the lol, yeah, you would just see that. It wasn't enough though. Was this really ever fully explained? Him being dead, but his image just appearing after the final cicada puzzle. What was that image? I can't remember for the life of me, and I just finished this game. He's dead there, but he's alive somewhere else. Or some... Yeah, the stuff going on with him, like, how was he appearing? Was it just AR image? It was his Amadeus copy, okay, I remember now. Did he plan to wake up in the middle of his cold sleep, walk outside during sad morning, and get crushed? How did Juno reconstruct him perfectly to where you wouldn't think he died being crushed during sad morning? Did he plan to be crushed, or was that purely accidental? So many of these characters needed more time. Needed to be actual characters. To where I actually cared. And then, like, I really didn't care because the world's data. Like, even if they say we have souls, we're our own people. Even if we're data, we have souls. We're not truly data if we have souls. Like, as the player, like, that means nothing to me. Your world, you've already... I might be alone on this, but yeah, I don't like that. From the beginning of this game, it was 100% obvious that that Pauline's dad's room would come into play later in the game, and I knew his dad's room was going to come into play the instant they were talking about the satellite to break up the meteor. Like, the very instant, like, Pauline, like, said, excitement mark, like, before he even did, I knew, like, oh, I wonder who was taking care of that satellite. We're, like, we're, we can't do anything because we don't have the information or who was working on that. I knew, at that point, I knew they were going to bring Pauline's dad and Pauline's dad's room into play at that point. Because it was the last thing that had no explanation. But, like, Pauline's dad still wasn't expanded upon enough. Like, it felt like it was that Pauline's dad and his room existed just for that moment at the end of the story. Like, the asteroid and all that stuff was so stupid in my opinion. The doctor, I forget his name, the creep. That guy was sus from the very beginning of this game. I didn't trust that guy from the very beginning of this game, and it was obvious when he was shot dead and shown in the image that he was the one that was actually, like, opening the door and stuff. Like, and Pauline and Momo and Azuma weren't even thinking, oh, maybe he didn't actually die. Like, it was obvious that he was still alive. Like, there was, at least to me, it was obvious that that dude wasn't dead. That dude didn't get shot dead. That dude was probably a part of the church. Like, that dude, without even, like, knowing he was part of this church, he was so creepy. Yeah. This might be my most hated character in the game, just because, not because of the stuff he does, but just, he's so boring. She could have been so much more, but I just have a severe brother complex. I fight for justice. I exist. Yeah, like, maybe some of these characters may have needed routes, maybe would have benefited from having character routes. But at the same time, I probably wouldn't have cared to know more about them once they brought up the "this world is data" plot twist. Which I was sort of prepared for already once Meta became involved at the very beginning of this game. Maybe it was inevitable, but... I didn't really like this game. Immediately after beating this game, looking back, I don't like this game as a whole. I liked it at first, and then things went down the gutter. I 100% get what they were going for with a lot of this stuff. With, the data and the layers and stuff. I get what they were going for. But it didn't matter to me. as someone who's played every science adventure game except Chaos Head Love Choo Choo and Chaos Child Love Choo Choo, I didn't like this. And I don't like that it's associated with the science adventure series. Just because I feel like it will affect my own personal experience going back to replay other science adventure games and playing future science adventure games going forward. I feel like I'll be looking at them through different lens. And I do not want that. And that's just my opinion. It may be a personal problem, but still. Could it have been handled better? I don't know. Is this whole thing a rant? I guess. I guess this is just me going on a rant or a tangent. Maybe. But seriously, why did C escape with a costume on? Another question is, why was C not wearing during this or after C escape wearing that? Did you not have enough time? This was so random. Like, I don't usually I don't even harp on things like that, but this was just so random. I'm not wearing any. Like, I'm not even gonna. Why would you? What did that even accomplish? This wasn't fan service. At least I don't think. What did this scene even accomplish? Like, if they would have said why she was wearing the suit or why he potentially wasn't wearing any you know what underneath during her whole escapade through the city, I would have liked them to at least explain why. Also, it seems Pollen gained the ability of, or the Anon came into play during this scene, if I'm remembering correctly. Wasn't there a spark or something in the beginning of the game or something? Like, something happened in this scene and that's when the Anon aspect came into play. So it's like Momo gave him the ability or something? I don't know. Surprisingly, there weren't any, at least as far as we currently know, because there could be a sequel, which, I'll be honest, I wouldn't want to play a sequel to Anonymous Code, like, or a plus version, like Anonymous Code Deluxe, like a version that adds routes or such things. I wouldn't want to play that. Or a sequel like Robotics Notes DOS had. I really wouldn't want to play a sequel to this or anything else revolving around Anonymous Code. I guess that's all I have to say. It feels like they wanted to try out some new... They wanted to try another, like, type of science adventure game, and the team was thinking on what they hadn't tried yet, and someone brought up like the world layers and data, and it just how should I even explain it and try to end this video off? They wanted to throw around some ideas that would technically fit in the science adventure series and maybe enhance the series as a whole, and then they just decided to make a game revolving around the said contents, but I just didn't like it. It feels like some stuff really should have been expanded upon. And at the same time, even if it was, once the Azuma thing happened, like at that point, I would have really said I really don't care about what's going on anymore. And again, like, if we were to have met Makase Chris or something, like, in the middle of the story or something, or Daru or someone else, like, sure, fine. But, like, this felt sort of in your face, like, here's a really cool moment for players that have reached the true ending path. Here's something really cool, a really cool cameo to make you think, oh wow, this is really happening. Look, there's Amadeus Chris. Like, it didn't feel deserved or warranted. It just felt like it was subbed into my face at that point. To say, like, you're on the true path. That's why you're actually going to see a full cameo of Amadeus Chris. Like, I was so, like, when they were walking down the hallway, I knew he was going to meet human Chris, but it ended up being Amadeus Chris, but same difference, but, well, not really, because if it would have been human Chris, like, he would have been older than Amadeus Chris, which might have been cool to see, but I didn't even feel like there wasn't much point to see Chris at this point. Like, it just felt more like they were shoving it in our face, sewing it at this point in the true ending. These are all just my opinions, though. So, yeah, I guess that's it. For now, I'm going to say I enjoyed the first half of the game, sort of. The second half, like, two-fifths of this game felt like they were a part of, like, after Asuma gained his god powers or whatever. Like, that did last a long time, stopping the meteor and all of that, like, that felt like it took up 2/5 of this entire game. And that was the worst part of this game for me. And reloading and having to know to make a manual save and manually reload at on a certain specific line, that was the most stupid thing in this game. I'll go ahead and end it here. All of what I have said has been my opinion and mine alone. And I'm not going to fight anyone. If anyone even watches this and comments, if I even release this video, anyone else can have their own opinion. This is just my own. And mine might not be right. Mine's probably like, my opinion is probably trash. Still though, I'll at least give my opinion. It's just been a while since I've played a fresh new game. Because the only thing that's been coming out, releasing in recent months, has been re-releases or remakes. Finally a new game that I haven't played in any way or form or fashion and haven't been spoiled on. So yeah, I'll end it here. Yeah. I'm not picking a fight with this video. I just thought it may be fun to share my thoughts about this game. And yeah, I guess that's it.